Tennessee music scene on the rise. I'm here with the guys of Reckless Threat. We'll start out with the introductions, starting from the end, the guy with the nice mohawk there.
I'm Ryan Coffey.
I'm Dillon Sizemore.
Mike Billups.
Owen Collett.
All right, that's cool. What do each of you guys play?
I play rhythm guitar and sing.
I'm just the bassist.
Just the bassist.
Yeah.
He sings too.
I'm the drummer.
I just play guitar and sing.
Ah, cool. Now, do you guys, for your specific sound, are you in a specific genre like heavy metal, rock, something like that, or do you even put yourself into a genre, or do you have one of all of your own?
We're pretty much just straight punk.
Oh, cool.
Just whatever.
Come on, Dillon.
What?
You talked a little bit more than
Yeah, we're deathcore.
deathcore.
Yeah.
What is
We're
that?
a jazz quartet.
Jazz quartet. That's awesome. You guys have been playing together for a while, I would assume.
It's been
A year in
Year and a
February.
half.
Year and a half. Yeah.
year and a half.
He and I have been
Yeah.
playing together for 20 years, though.
Oh, nice.
Longer than he's been on this earth.
The youngin' here.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of musical experience from previous bands and different
Yeah.
things. Do you have your band now? You probably draw from those past experiences
Oh, yeah.
to put together for your sound that you have now.
Yeah. We when we were in our early 20s, we were playing punk rock, a lot of like Ramones-ish sounding stuff.
Okay.
Back then, we got away from it and started playing like more alternative rock and stuff like that. Just kind of experimenting, and because we like all types of music,
Yeah.
so we thought it'd be fun to do different things, and punk rock's always been where our heart is. So we came back to that with this group here, and it's where we're going to stay.
That's cool. I'm sure when you guys are on stage, you put on an excellent stage show. Being punk, you have to just have lots of energy and moving around on stage. I know Dillon does a lot of that.
That's right.
Yeah.
He disappears from time to time.
Out in the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always fun, having the wireless stuff. You can run out in the crowd and
Well, he doesn't even have the wireless. He just
No.
knocks people over with the cord.
I get on speakers and things. That's
nice. Sounds good.
He laid on the stage last night. He's lazy.
Well, that's because no one was there.
So you guys have played quite a bit around this area?
Yeah. Yeah. We've probably played majority Knoxville, but we try to get out of town. We play within about 5-hour drives on the weekends.
Okay.
But locally, there's probably 5 or 6 clubs we've played.
Nice. Anyone that you really enjoy playing, or that you would like to play again repeatedly?
We mostly play, just for convenience, we mostly play the Brickyard in Bearden.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a cool spot. These people there are good to us, and it's really easy to get in and run your own show, and not a lot of hassle. We'd like to play here. A little bit harder to get in the open chord, but hopefully in the future we'll be able to do that.
Yeah, they book out months and months in
Yeah.
advance, so
Yeah.
it's crazy.
There's a lot of cool spots.
Yeah, we really like the open chord. Obviously, we're doing the show here, so
Yeah.
we have to, and I'm supporting them.
Yeah.
And I usually wear the show shirt, but that's a long story. The shipping company didn't. Anyway,
Tongue twister.
yes, back to you guys. So you've been together for a while, and you've played several shows, and you're meshing well together, obviously, because you're still together. There's lots of bands out there that kind of come together for a while and then fall apart and decide they don't want to be in specific bands, or for whatever reason, I don't know. But it's good that you guys are together, and you've been together for, what you said, a year, right?
It's going on a year and a half.
Okay. Well, that's a lot longer than some bands I've known out there.
We we've gone through a lineup change since we started. We had 2 other guys that were playing with us. They were both great musicians, just not the right fit.
Yeah.
Now we've added Dillon and Owen, and like when we did that, it really felt like it was the right fit.
Yeah.
We all were able to just really enjoy what we're doing, which is ultimately what it's about, you know.
That's the main thing. You should have some kind of enjoyment out of what you're doing.
Make good music, have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Speaking of your music, do you write from real world experience? Having a hard time talking today. Or something that you're feeling inside, like some kind of like anger. I know punk is just all sorts of stuff all rolled into one. But
Angst.
A lot of the songs that I've written are metaphorical,
okay.
not necessarily relating to one specific like individual or situation, but more of a collective of things that have happened, things that I dislike, things that I like,
Yeah.
you know, just various things like that.
That's pretty cool.
What about you, Owen?
When it comes to writing songs, I just kind of either I just write something about what's going on politically, or just whether I'm thinking about a girl or something. If I'm not thinking about an ex-girlfriend, I'm thinking about politics. So it's one of the two.
We've kind of got an interesting dichotomy because Ryan and I are in our mid-30s and have been playing for 20 years. So
Yeah.
I don't write lyrics, but when he writes lyrics, he's got his own way that he's coming from with his experiences in his life and
Yeah.
being a father and having 20 years of doing this. And then Dillon, who's in his mid-20s, has his experience. He writes songs for the band as well.
Yeah.
So he's got a different experience because, you know, we're children of the 80s, he's a child of the 90s.
Yeah.
And then Owen, who's still in high school, who has the teen experience. It's kind of an interesting mix. Like, we have a record coming out, and there's this crazy mix of the teen experience with, it's still, you know, it makes sense where it's an adult themed record,
Yeah.
but you've got an experience from a teenager's standpoint, and you got experience from a dad who's, you know, mid-30s pushing 40. It's kind of a strange dichotomy, but it really works.
I know I just like to push 40.
got
I'll be
called out.
40 in November, so I'm right there with you. Probably ahead of all of you.
Yeah, it's 40 is the new who cares,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's good to draw from all different experiences to put together into one band. I mean, if you have from one person's point of view and not everybody else's, it's just kind of like one-sided. But when you have everybody involved in the writing process, whether it be lyrics or just the backing music, it seems to come together a lot better.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, you know, that's a lot of what punk rock is too. You know, all of us from different walks of life, different mindsets and personalities, and we all fit in.
That's kind of what makes punk cool, is that there's no really boundaries to it. There's no limits. It's for anyone. You know?
And you can do what you want, however you want.
Some people like to change that, but
You're too quiet, Dillon.
I know. I think Owen's being too quiet. He's finally speaking.
I like to give you a hard time, though. I've known you for quite a while now.
Yeah,
Owen has said more than he does on stage ever.
that's true.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's the largest venue you guys have played? Was it the Brickyard, or have you played larger venues?
We played a few larger venues.
Probably the Grove.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably the Grove.
as far as occupancy, the biggest place would be the Grove Theater in,
Yeah.
in Oak Ridge, and it's huge.
It's massive. I've been
Yeah.
over there. It's a big room.
Yeah.
Good sound, though.
Yeah, it sounds usually spot on.
Yes.
I'm not used to hearing myself so well through the mic.
Yeah.
Majority of the shows we don't even have monitors.
Yeah.
That would be probably locally, that'd be the biggest spot we've done. Ryan and I have played, when we were in our 20s, we played houses that never should have been running shows. That I played a show, particularly one time, that was a 10,000 seater, and they sold 1,000 tickets. And you think, you play to 1,000 people, that's great.
Yeah.
Not when it's supposed to have 10,000 people in it.
Looks kinda empty.
It feels about like what you're, looking at on the stage right now.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, playing to 1 or 1 million or whatever, it seems like you'd have the same feeling each time, even though playing to 1 million people
Yeah.
would be huge and almost overwhelming. But you're still connecting to that one person that's standing in front of the stage just as much as you are the 1 million
Yeah.
people if they were.
You hear professional big bands that play these huge arenas say that no matter how big the audience gets, the bigger it gets, it just turns into a wash.
Yeah.
So if you're playing to 10,000 people in a small hall, that's cool. But if you played 100,000 people in Europe somewhere, You see the first 10,000 people, then everybody else just turns into a wash of color. So you kind of don't really feel like you're playing to that many people anyway.
Kind of get tunnel vision, I suppose.
Yeah.
You're just focusing on what's in front of you and not what's all around you. Which would be really cool if any of these locals, especially you guys, get up on that kind of stage and are able to play to millions of people. That would be one of the most amazing feelings in the world as a musician, I would guess. I'm not a musician myself. I like supporting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're happy to play any show we get to play.
Yeah.
But definitely, I think anybody that picks up an instrument that says that they wouldn't want to play in front of the most people they can play in front of is probably lying to themselves. And then everybody wants to play to people, and that's the reason you want people to hear your music.
Yes.
So I don't think it's meant, the big arena is meant for everybody, but it would be nice to experience it once.
To achieve that level, that would be awesome.
It'd be fun. Me personally, though, I do like the camaraderie that you feel like when you're in a smaller show. Like, even if we're playing someplace like we've played at the Fort Sanders Yacht Club, which is like it's too small for a band to set up.
It's a shotgun bar, so it's long but narrow.
Really narrow. Yeah.
I mean, it's as narrow as this stage, but it's as long as this room.
Wow.
So it's hard to play in there, but it's a great spot.
I've seen pictures of Capone's. It seems like that would be about the same. They're fairly long.
Capone's, right?
Capone's is a little wider. It's just they have it kind of separated. Like you have the bar areas over here, and then there's a divider wall.
Oh,
and
really?
then the venue's on the other side, kind of. So that's why it looks a little smaller.
I've just seen shots of it from the stage all the way back.
It's
it looks
more
really long and
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
more like
not.
this.
Well, about this wide.
I think your point was that Fort Sanders is so tight that you have to be intimate, right?
Yeah, everybody's packed in there,
It's a good way to connect with your audience.
Yeah, if there's 30 people in there, it feels like
everyone's a part of the band.
It's huge, and everybody's on top of each other, and it's a lot of fun because then you're just all in it together. You don't have this separation of like this person's up on stage and everybody's just standing there watching them. Everybody's part of the show, and it's just a complete experience.
Yeah, it's funny. There's a lot of people that probably aren't in bands that would think they'll come to certain shows, and I'm sure you've been to see a band play, and they actually aren't on a stage. They're just, the stage is the floor.
Yeah.
And for me personally, this is nice. I like stages.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little less intimate. Playing on the floor, you're at the same level with everyone. Now the person, if you're 50 people deep and the people in the back, might be really awkward for them not to be able to see you.
Yeah.
But there's something about being in a band, playing on the same level as the people you're playing to. It's like no other. The stage is nice, but sometimes just being at the same level as everybody else you're playing to is great. Especially me being a drummer. I'm lower than everyone, so playing my instrument and looking up at people is kind of a trip too.
I bet. Seems like it would be really difficult to be on stage in general. I mean, especially for your first time. You guys have been playing for over a year, so you're more comfortable. I know Dillon's been playing for a long, long time and other stuff. And it just, I can't even stand up on stage and do anything. I mean, I have a hard time doing this.
Yeah. It definitely gets easier over time.
Yeah.
I was less nervous the first few times I played than years into it. It's weird. My first band, I was 18, and there was my high school friends came. There were good crowds, and so I think that kind of took the nervousness out of it. But then when I got to be college age and started playing places where people I didn't know, going out of state and playing places I didn't know anyone, that's when I was like, oh man, this is awkward.
Yeah.
That's when the nervousness kicked in. Was that like that for you? Because all your first shows were to your friends and family as well too.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of that was, I don't know, like I try to, whenever I play, I just try to get in a different mindset because I'm kind of socially awkward anyways, but
I know the feeling.
then on stage I try to be in like a different zone there. So.
Well, I would, if I was in your shoes, I would be trying to block everybody out, not looking at people. Guitar, I'd be playing like this rather than looking out on everybody.
It's funny though, actually, like whenever somebody is out there that I'm able to interact with, and then it makes it feel a lot more comfortable. It's kind of weird like that. I mean, you would think that having people out there would just make it uncomfortable, but if somebody's there like interacting, it makes it so much more enjoyable.
Yeah. Well,
even if they're heckling you.
Well, that would be a goal for most bands, I would assume, having the crowd interact or feel something to the song that you're playing.
Yeah.
Whether they're throwing punches or whatever.
Right.
At least they're not throwing punches at you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, we've never had that experience.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. You don't want to have that experience.
The fighting in the crowd experience is never come up, but I feel like for me, I would be remiss to not say that's the reason why I play music, is just to feel what other people are feeling.
Yeah.
Be a part of that.
And you want them to feel what you're feeling whenever you're playing the song, or whenever you're singing the lyrics, or you want them to connect with what you're trying to put out to them.
Yeah. It's kind of like I would be uncomfortable right now sitting here if I was sweating. But when I step off stage and I'm covered in sweat, and I'll walk up to a bar to get a water or something, that doesn't make me feel odd. Because I know that everyone knows, oh, okay, he just did something. There's a reason why he's sweating. Not like you're standing at Walmart trying to check out and you start sweating because it's hot at the checkout line. That's uncomfortable. So I think that's the feeling. Like I always kind of like put that with that feeling of that does not make me feel awkward at all to be the sweaty guy sitting in a bar, not even wiping my face.
Yeah.
People know that I just did something.
You just got off stage and you had a good time doing it.
Yeah. That guy really had a good time.
Yeah. If you're not sweating, you're not doing something right?
Yeah.
So what are some of your guys' influences? I mean, there's a whole slew of punk bands out there. Do you have any specific favorites, any of you?
Well, meth changed my life. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a little inside jargon there.
Yeah, had to take that shot. For me, like, definitely the biggest punk influence is Rancid.
Okay.
But I like all different kinds of music, so a lot of my songwriting and stuff comes from like oldies and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like huge Buddy Holly fan, Bob Dylan, Johnny Cash. A lot of that stuff has influenced my songwriting, and then throughout the years, the drive, I guess, of the music itself, bands like Black Flag, GBH, The Clash, all that kind of stuff. But we all like different stuff too, so that's another thing that makes it cool. Like when three of us are writing songs, it brings different feel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You like a lot of Motown, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks for stealing that.
Yeah.
Try to give you an in.
Yeah. Get in there with
waiting
this.
my turn. One of the biggest punk influences, I guess, would be Bad Religion, MC5, stuff like that. Sam Cooke. I love Sam Cooke.
Okay.
And Motown, like David Ruffin, Temptations, and all that stuff. Like Charles Bradley.
So you put all different genres into your punk sound.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. I mean, you could make your own genre of punk with that many different things coming into it.
It's funny because punk music is kind of just rock and roll music, which is just soul music anyway.
Yeah.
So we're all kind of rocks rolling down a hill. And my favorite band of all time is the Rolling Stones, and I think that I take my playing style from the Stones, and is that your amen?
It's your 20-minute warning.
Oh, okay.
His camera starts to go out.
Oh, okay. So yeah, for me, it's I think of the Stones when I write anything on the drums, and my influence for punk drumming would be Brooks Wackerman from Bad Religion.
Okay.
Avenged Sevenfold now.
Yeah. Sell out.
Oh.
Motionless in White.
And Owen's got a whole different experience than us, just culturally.
Coming from a much younger age group.
But you don't listen to anything that's what your age group listens to.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, influences for me is just, I think a lot, like a big Southern thing is a huge part of it. Like Lucero and whatnot. Bands like that really have inspired songwriting for me, you know, or bands like Against Me. So it's kind of like a mixture of all sorts of different types of music that inspire my songwriting, I guess.
That's cool. Everybody has their own way of putting out the words that they want to say to people.
Yeah.
And yours just happens to be punk with a little bit of splash of other genres,
Yeah.
which is really cool. I mean, I enjoy listening to all sorts of different music, and find something in each style that you enjoy and that you connect with, whether it be political stuff like you were talking about, or just feelings in general. Some feelings of anger, like my girl just left me or something like that. Sounds like an old Johnny Cash song.
Well, it's kind of like everything came from something. So even if you talk to a metal band, there might be metal bands you'll interview that won't really piece this together, but they owe a big thank you. If you're in a metal band, you owe a big thank you to Black Sabbath.
Oh, yeah.
You might not like Black Sabbath, you might listen to them, but if you can at least say that's the reason why anything metal exists, then you're crazy. And the same thing for us is you might not like the Ramones. I think we all like the Ramones. I love the Ramones, but this wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the Ramones, and the Ramones wouldn't existed if they weren't listening to doo-wop. So everything kind of, or like I said, just everything started with soul music and just kind of rock rolling downhill.
Worked its way out into what it is now.
Yeah.
Which is a real good thing.
Yeah.
You guys, do you have any social media stuff or music sites that people can listen to you guys on?
Yep.
Yeah, we've got a Bandcamp, which is recklessthreat.bandcamp.com. I usually screw that up, so I'm pretty happy I said it right.
That's where you can download all of our music. Everything we have released currently is downloadable for free on there.
Okay, cool. How about Reverb Nation? You guys on Reverb Nation?
We don't do Reverb Nation. I've never really toyed with Reverb Nation.
Yeah.
That's how I usually find bands.
Yeah.
Whenever I go searching for it. Whenever I first moved here, I was looking on Reverb Nation for local bands.
Yeah.
And SoundCloud is another one I used to do.
There's a lot of people that use it. I've always been, you know, kind of how you go with what you know.
Yeah.
When MP3.com got shut down and I needed something to host my songs on, I found Bandcamp, and it's so easy and accessible that I've just never tried anything else. That's probably lazy of me, but that's just the easiest thing for us is to use what's Bandcamp. You can knock a record up on there in less than 30 seconds.
That's awesome. And you guys are on Facebook.
We're on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's also facebook.com/recklessthreat.
And they can also contact you guys if they want to book you for any shows in the area.
Yep.
You said within 5 hours of Knoxville?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we'll go. We tour. It's just a matter of making it work.
Yeah.
So if you see this and you're in Germany and you want to talk to us, we'll consider anything. So typically we try to stay on a Saturday within 5 hours of Knoxville just to be safe to get us back by Monday. But yeah, we'll consider anything. You can message us on Facebook or email. I guess I would do, my email would be radioeatradio@hotmail.com.
Okay. I'll try to get all this stuff that we've mentioned now placed into the bottom of the video in the information. So if you want to scroll down, check everything out, we'll have all that stuff listed, and even a bio of these guys, letting you know a little story behind them that we haven't spoke about on stage here. And we're really happy to have you guys here. This is Reckless Threat, and these are great guys. Check them out. Look for them anywhere you can see their name, any venue. Bring them out to your venue, please.
Yeah.
We want to promote everyone on this stage and get them out there. So it's good talking to you guys.
Thanks
so much for having us.
If you have any last things you want to say, we'll put that out there. Dillon, you haven't said a word.
I've said some things.
I'll say one big thing we're excited about is we have our debut album coming out. We're releasing it. Dillon recorded it. We're releasing it on July 13th at the Brickyard the Beard Brickyard in Knoxville. It's a free show. It's free to everybody who wants to come out. Our debut album is called Here's to Society. It's 15 songs. We've spent about 6 months working on it. We're super proud of it.
Awesome.
We're wrapping up the mixing right now, and we'll have it out on CD and vinyl. CD on the 13th. Like I said, it's a free show. CDs will be $5, 15 song record, $5 on CD. Can't really beat that price. And then in the summer, we'll have it on 12-inch vinyl.
Oh, nice. Cool. Be looking forward to that. You said July 13th, right?
July 13th.
Look for them July 13th on the Brickyard. I guess it's more like a floor, but it's a stage for them.
Yeah, stage, yeah.
So look for them at the Brickyard. Come and visit them. Watch their show. They're really cool guys. Talk to them after the show. Just get out and support local music. That's the main point of this whole show. But thank you for watching. This has been East Tennessee Music Scene on the Rise, here with Reckless Threat. Have a good one.
Thank you. Thanks, Scott.